And we're live.
What's going on?
Now we got to share.
It's the Crockett and Tubbs.
I'm
Let
glad
me
that it
go.
tells me. And we're live. Oh, that's loud.
Yeah, as soon as I heard that, I was like, let me turn mine down.
It is the Crockett and Tubbs show, as you can clearly see
It
down in the
is.
right hand corner.
Yes, I like that. We got the little, our little stamp, a little seal of approval down on the right hand corner of the screen. I like that. Sonny has added to the repertoire of things for the show.
Just
That's what
adding a slight bit more legitimacy. That's all.
that's what we do. You know, we gotta be two guys, two heads on this page, and all the stuff we do is all from these two minds. But yeah, like I say, we apologize for not showing up yesterday.
That
Uh,
was my fault.
I let him say it. He kind of got me. He stopped me before I got a chance to say. But yes, Sonny was down for the count.
I'm going to be doing this periodically.
What? Oh, I think I know why. But it is what it is, Mr. Sonny Parlin. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. So, what is the subject for today?
The subject. Let me see if I can. Is my volume up a little bit? Is it straight? Or I need to turn it up. Check. All right. So I one day was sitting in a car, taking a smoke break from. Oh no, here we go again with not with this. So we had a. So I was in the car in my office, in my mobile office, taking a smoke break, and this was actually on the day of the show yesterday. And this is about like maybe 12 o'clock, so I still had time to do my research. So I'm sitting there thinking, and I just look at the blunt, and I was like, oh man, what am I gonna do? And I was like, damn, marijuana. I said we haven't done a show about marijuana yet, so I was like, okay, I got the I got the content. So now it's like, how can I make this into a discussion? So I was like thinking, I was like marijuana, and I was thinking like THC, and I was like okay CBD, and I was like okay CBD versus THC. So I was just thinking that maybe we can have a discussion about the benefits or the pros and the cons
I'm
between the
listening.
two, marijuana and CBD. And I know a lot of people out there. I ain't gonna say a lot. I know there's people out there that do CBD, and I know people that do THC. I know people that have medicinal cards, medical marijuana cards, whatever. I know people that don't do medical. I know people that do recreational. Uh, so I figured, this would be a good show, a good discussion to talk about, something from the norm that we've been talking about lately. I mean, like in the past, something away from what we normally been talking about. So I think, and I know you've been mentioning it, that marijuana is the cure for COVID. So every time you said that, it kind of made me. I said maybe we should do a show about marijuana one day. So I think this
Listen,
would be.
all I have is my degree in bro science and my anecdotal experience of having smoked excuse me that's not a COVID. My experience of smoking marijuana with someone who got symptoms for COVID the very next day. That person turned out to be COVID positive, which means when I was with that person, they were not asymptomatic, they were pre-symptomatic. I smoked weed with this person while they were pre-symptomatic, which you would think would have spread the virus to me. However, I have two theories. One, I grew up in the 70s and we were dirty, dirty people. You know, you're my age. And second,
Yeah, I was
perhaps
I was born in the '70s, but I was still like a little tight. I was still like a little rugrat, so I didn't understand nothing at that time. What you
second
say?
possibility is that the marijuana killed the COVID transmission.
Well,
And that is my
that's. Oh, I was about to say that's your theory,
official
Sunny
bro
theory,
science theory.
Sonny's bro science theory.
Yes.
Okay, so I have actual theory, right?
Facts.
Facts, and these facts are credible. And they, before I even speak a word from where this stuff comes from, I will let you know it came from one site is cannabis. That's CANNA. No. Hold on. Before I even say that, because I was just on the site. Yes, CANNABIS hyphen N as in November, B as in Bravo.com. You go to this site. Matter of fact, can I even type this in there? I sure can.
What is it again? I'll type it in and bring it
I'll
up.
type it. Boom. No, I'm typing it in.
Cannabis. What?
I got it. I got it, Mr. Sir.
Are you gonna stream it?
Boom. So that's the site that I just looked at. That I have a lot of. I get some of my stuff from, and also from the Harvard Health Publishing's Harvard Medical School. So, um, so I want to say, okay, THC and CBD. THC obviously is what's in marijuana. Also, CBD is in marijuana. It's just a extraction. So THC is the psychoactive compound found in cannabis plant. THC strongly binds to receptors in the brain, which is why those who consume it are more likely to report feeling euphoria after consuming it or feeling high. So that's
Or you might have
THC.
a panic attack.
That too, yes. And they are. I'm actually have websites up for certain things that, like you just said, panic attacks, certain symptoms and reactions, side effects. Yes, it
See,
talks about all that.
my solution, and again, remember, this is bro
Bro
science.
science, yes. Matter of fact,
But if you have panic when you smoke weed, if you get anxiety from smoking weed, that just means you're not smoking enough. You have to go harder into the weed. You understand? You have to go hard and you have to smoke in abundance. And then when you do that, it'll get you over that panicky stuff. You won't
I
have to
mean,
worry about it.
that's like they say when you have a hangover, you wake up in the morning, you got to drink the last thing you drunk to kind of like get over the
Yeah,
hangover.
there's a word for that. I forget what it's called. Adam Johnson is watching. He should know that word. What is that word for when you use drinking to get over a hangover? I forget what it's called.
Like I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. You drink the same thing that you ended like whatever got you drunk. That's what you drink when you wake up from a hangover. You drink that. I don't know why. I've done it in Korea. It really didn't help. It really didn't help to me, but
Oh,
I
he's
did
banned.
it.
That's right. He's banned. I can't talk on Facebook.
Oh wow,
It's
he
so
got banned from
funny.
Facebook.
Yeah. And it wasn't even for anything. It's called Hair of the Dog. I fucking love
Hair
you,
of the
Adam.
dog. And so, okay, and the other one comparison with the THC is CBD, aka cannabinoid, uh, is the non-psychoactive compound found in the cannabis plant that is not typically associated with feeling euphoria or high. Euphoria. Hair on the dog. Hair
Hair of
of
the
the dog.
Dog. That is hilarious, by the way. That is such an awesome saying.
Yes, yes. Howard is a vet. He was my soldier. He is a clown. So it doesn't surprise me for whatever I see him type on Facebook. He's always the same. But yeah, man, I haven't I wanted to do this experiment for myself. Uh I put THC, I mean, the CBD oil on my tongue, and
Oh, you've never had straight CBD? I've actually had CBD cigarettes.
no, I never. I mean, they
You,
they, they say it is. It's
you can
cool.
actually buy them, I think, maybe at the Vape Lizard place.
I mean, it's a lot of smoke shops around here that you can actually
But
go
you
to.
can, because they're perfectly legal. You can buy CBD
Hmm.
cigarettes.
I know. I mean, when they first started doing it, like in Sarasota and St. Orange Circle, there's a CBD shop there, right in the middle of St. Orange Circle, and they didn't have the flour. They only stuck with. They only had the oils, and so excuse me, I'm scrubbing my eye. Where's my eye? Um, I'm used to flour. You know, the burning. I mean, I've had edibles. Edibles, I don't get no kind of feeling from an edible.
You haven't
Some
had the
people
right
do.
edibles.
I have. I've had edibles. It's just it don't do nothing for me. Like the smoking is the immediate high.
Trust me,
It's
I make
instant
you some
contact.
edibles, you're gonna go on a spaceship ride.
But I don't need to be like that. I mean, I don't need to be like. I mean, I don't need to be on a spaceship that high.
Sure you do. It's fun to go on a spaceship every once
I'm
in a
not saying I would
while.
never. I would never. I'm not saying I would never try an edible. I'm just saying if I had if it was sitting in front of me and I had a choice of, well, it was, and, I had to do an experiment to say you got an edible, you got a THC pill, whatever, you got the oil, the CBD drop that you put on your tongue, or
You're
you got
lucky to have me on the show because I've experienced THC in every form that it comes.
okay,
I've eaten it, I've vaped it, I've done the dabs, I've done the little resin stuff on the tongue,
the hat,
uh, the gooey shit there. I forget what it's called.
well, I know you got hash, you got,
Yeah.
it's a lot of ways people find a way to smoke or just take the marijuana into their system.
The only thing that
Um,
I haven't done that I did see someone do that was disgusting was they ate a nug.
Nah, I've seen somebody do that. I've
Yeah,
seen somebody.
that's
No, I've
gross.
seen somebody grind up some marijuana, like really, really, really fine. Really, they grind it up and they kept grinding. They take it out, put it back in, keep grinding, grind it. They grind it up so to where it was like the dust, the
Yeah.
dusty part of the bag of weed. Right. This is what this dude did. I shit you not. He made a line. I said, "Bro, if you snort this." I believe I have this. I believe I recorded this. I gotta check my phone. I said, if you snort this, bro, if you drop down on this floor, I don't know. I'm not in this, but he snorted a
A
lot of
line of weed, huh?
yes, he snorted a lot of marijuana in front of me, bro. It was
That
about this.
is
It was this long.
crazy.
It was this thin,
How
that
did he
long.
react to it?
It's like it burnt. He felt like it was like it's tingling in his nose. And he was like, oh my god, what a hit! And he was just like, what a hit! And he was like, oh my god! And I was like, bro,
Jesus.
he snorted a lot of marijuana. I would never lie to you. I don't make them. I can't make nothing up. I can't make this up.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
can't make this up because I've never seen nobody do that. Waste of marijuana to snort it. But hey,
Yeah.
he said, I ain't gonna snort that. I snorted. I snorted. He's like, I snorted. His quote was, I snorted the girl, the white girl. That's what he said. I snorted the white girl. Now I'm about to snort Mary Jane. I was like, stop playing. And he did it. And it was a white dude.
Of course it was.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he's cool. He's still cool to me today. You know what I'm saying? If I saw him, I'd be like, bro, have you been snorting any weed lately? um, but yeah, cannabis, and I want to experiment. I want to not even experiment. I just want to see like if there's a place around here that has CBD flower. I want to actually see what that feels like because they say CBD. People use CBD for certain things, depression, anxiety, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think some of these shops have the CBD cigarettes you can get.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to go around. Maybe I can do that for the
You can buy
early
a whole
one awake and
pack of
bake.
them.
I'll probably do that for the early one awake and bake.
It's
Have
a
that.
weird thing. Like it doesn't really it relaxes you. Like when you smoke one of those cigarettes, it just relaxes you.
That's
That's
what I
what
heard.
that's
That's what
what
I
I
was told that
that's
it
what I
just
felt when I
makes
smoked it.
you relax and cool and ease, but it doesn't last as long. From what from what some of the stuff I read. A lot of people do the marijuana smoking and ingesting it because it lasts hours, for
Mm.
like 2 to 3 hours. All the planes on the strain, and there's this one site I'm on right now. The best 100 strains of all time, and I'm looking at there's 3 categories. You got indica.
Give me the top 10.
Well, you have indica, you got hybrid, and sativa. The 3 categories. Indica typically puts you to sleep. Sativa normally keeps you awake. That awake type of high. The hybrid is kind of, I guess, is in between. I don't know too much about the hybrid, but I'm looking at the list, and I don't. I've never like smoked some of this stuff. Now I smoked the indica. And I can name a few that's on it that we've smoked, and sativas. I know that we smoked those before. So, for instance, on indica, you have blueberry, you got Bubba Kush, you got Granddaddy Purple, Grape Ape. Some of these names is crazy. You got Kosher Kush, Master Kush, Northern Lights. Now that's one of my. So okay, I smoked Northern Lights before, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that indica was makes you sleepy before the sleep. So when people that have, I guess with them studying the marijuana, for at the original for PTSD and stuff like that. I guess with the scientists knowing which brand of bud you're going to smoke if a person having sleep issues. Okay, let's get all the indicas and see which one is better for the certain person to help them sleep. You got people that insomnia like myself. Um, it's hard for me to go to sleep, but when I go to sleep, it's hard for me to stay asleep. So once I'm up, I'm up. You know what I'm saying? So my body doesn't shut down normally unless I really got up. Like I get up every day at 6:30, but I'm up until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't even take a nap typically unless it's a rainy day, ain't nothing to do. But on a normal day, I'm up until about 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Typically, sometimes I don't even sleep. I can't sleep. But looking at the sleep ones, the sleep aid,
The indicas.
the indicas, Northern Lights. I've had that. If I can able to say I'm going to the store to get me
I gotta
some.
be honest with you, man. Like I smoked a lot of weed. I
Mm-hmm.
smoked a lot of weed, and I can only really tell you, like, on a couple of occasions have I ever noticed a difference. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Like only like like once in a great while, I'll get some weed and I'll be like, "Ooh, this is some good shit." And then, but most of the time, like, it just is all the same to me.
It was like that. I'm like I've had some to where you're like, yo, you know how they say it's that fire. I got that new fire, whatever, whatever. So
Yeah, that's what
all right.
everybody. That's what
And
all the
so once
drug
I get
dealers
it,
say.
I've had it, so I get it, bro. I'm ready to do. I'm ready. I'm ready to get. I got my new batch. I got my. You know what I'm saying? I smoke it. It will put me to sleep. I would try to like, what the hell is going on? Why I'm sleepy? Like literally, I didn't. I'm like, why am I so sleepy? I couldn't work. I didn't do no music. I'm like just laying in the bed watching, just falling asleep. Like everything, this whole batch.
When
I'm like, I never understood it. Now I'm looking at the
what
list
I've
of.
learned, what I've learned is when your weed guy tells you he's got fire shit, that's him. That's him trying to get an extra $20 out of you.
Now I need somebody out here. I know this is a conversation that I know a lot of buttheads. My man Josh is in here. What? Okay, so we know indica is a sleep aid. We know sativa is a stay awake aid, sort of. What is
And a
hybrid?
panic attack inducer.
What what is hybrid? Let somebody explain to me what is the
Well,
hybrid?
I think that's a
Is that
combination
an
of the
in
two.
between type of thing? Is that
Yeah, I
is
think it's a
that better?
combination. I think it's a combination of the two.
So okay, so on this group I'm looking at. Okay, so I gave you some of the indicas. Here's some more indicas. Obama Kush, Pez. Yeah, I know Obama Kush. Plush Berry, Presidential OG, Purple Urkel, Willie's Wonder, and Z Kittles. So that's, I mean, it's a lot of them. I'm just a few I named off. Now the hybrids, you have some hybrids. You got ACDC, AK-47, Banana OG. Let me skip. It's all in alphabetical order. You got, I think I'm saying it right, Chernobyl.
Chernobyl.
Yeah, Cherry Pie, Cinderella 99. Let me
Chernobyl
see,
is
Fruity
the
Pebbles. I've heard of Fruity Pebbles. Um, Jelly Bean, Fruity Juicy. No, Juicy Fruit. I've heard of that. I smoked that one. Mango Kush.
Chernobyl, by
Middle.
the way, is the nuclear plant in Russia that exploded.
Oh yeah, yeah, Chernobyl. Yeah, yeah, yeah. OG Kush. I've had that. That's
I've
hybrid.
had OG Kush too.
Pineapple Chunk, Pineapple Express. I've had that.
I've had
That's
Pineapple
hybrid.
Express.
Um, Skunk number one, Snoop's Dream, Sour OG, Tahoe OG, Trainwreck. Wow, that sounds like it. It sounds like it make you feel like a train wreck. White Fire OG, and then the sativas. Some of the famous ones that I've heard. Let me see. You got Purple Haze is Sour Diesel.
I've heard of that and that both.
Um, Redheaded Stranger. Never heard of that.
Redheaded Stranger.
Redheaded Stranger. Yes,
That's a weed brand. All right.
it's a sativa. Yeah. You have Chocoloop. Chocoloop.
Chocolat.
Well, I know chocolate,
Uh,
unless that's not what it's actually pronounced because
Chocoloop.
chocolate tie, unless it's supposed to be Chocoloop. So, like I said, I'm learning
Shaka
because I'm
Khan.
looking at I'm looking at hybrids and all that. It's nothing that says at least remotely close to saying chocolate besides that one. So it might be Chocoloop. Okay.
Maybe it's Chaka Khan.
You got Ghost Train Haze, Grapefruit, Green Crack, Green
Green
Crack.
crack.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever had the
Harley
green
Quinn. I had
crack.
that one. I had Harley Quinn. Let me see. Yeah, that's just
I mean, all weed is the green crack.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of bud out there. So I wanted to see. My experiment was having a THC blunt, like my normal recreational. Man, I'm gonna do a couple. I'm gonna have my THC, my regular marijuana blunt, and I'm gonna have a CBD blunt and smoke one and see how one makes me feel, and see the other one like an hour later. I want to do it like right away, like give myself some time and see what the other one makes me feel like, and then I can compare the two. Then I want to compare medicinal with recreational. I never smoked medicinal. And they say it's stronger. They say it's fire. They say it's that gas, that real good. So I haven't smoked it yet.
Like when I went to California, it's like if you live in a state, and I
Colorado,
yeah,
Colorado. For
and
those in Colorado right now, big shout out to all y'all out there.
I
Fuck
could be
car
wrong
show.
about this,
I was out there. I need to
but
come back out there for the marijuana.
I could be wrong about this. But if you live in a state like Colorado or California where it's recreational, you go in, you can buy the medical grade shit. You can just buy it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You can buy it regardless. I'm not going to jeopardize my gun license for a marijuana license. That's why everybody
Right.
knows you're not going to get your marijuana license. For those that don't know, if you have a gun license, you can't have both. You only can have one of the two, and I'm not going to have my marijuana license over my gun license. I got to protect myself, so I can always get marijuana. So that's the reason why I don't. Canada is proposing decriminalizing illegal drugs right now. That's what's up. It should be marijuana. All drugs is marijuana. To me, marijuana is not a drug because they test for it for PTSD, and I mean that's just my opinion. You can't overdose. Far from overdosing and addictive to marijuana compared to any other drug that's man-made and with chemicals that's added. Like,
Well, what about mushrooms?
mushrooms. That's them things that sits down by the bottom of the tree. When you looking at some nasty looking mushrooms.
I'm
I mean,
talking
I
about
eat
magic
mushrooms. I
mushrooms.
eat mushrooms. I like mushrooms, but not that kind of mushroom. Nah. I don't do nothing other than marijuana. I have never, other than I took a
No,
half
but
a E pill
what I'm saying
years
is,
ago.
don't you think because mushrooms grow out of the ground like marijuana that they should be legal?
No, because it's the type. It's what the marijuana. It's what the mushroom make you. How they make you feel.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about marijuana.
Oh, okay. You. How often have you ever really heard somebody really getting really towed down on some marijuana to where they really hurt themselves compared to mushrooms or coke,
I, I, I
X.
don't I don't I have never heard any stories of someone taking mushrooms and getting hurt, but I haven't looked for those stories
Right,
either.
right. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're out there. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's stories about marijuana, but you don't hear those. Somebody overdose on some marijuana, on some bud. You take a bunch of mushrooms. Let me know how you feel after that. Let me know what you're gonna feel like.
I
I
have
mean, maybe
no
somebody might
interest.
jump on. Maybe one of these random little calling people might come on and just be like, "Yo, man," he might be on some mushrooms right then and there. Somebody, I don't know, but we can ask that person. But I have never saw a story or read a story or even seen a story about somebody overdosing on marijuana and dying on some marijuana.
Well, I can say the same thing about mushrooms, but I can't confirm that it's never happened.
That's all. I can say that. I can agree with that because it could happen. Um. So, with more of my, and this is not my research. This is like my wife was helping me out with this. So she wrote this stuff in here. The biggest danger. Oh, you already. The biggest danger with magic mushrooms may well be because it was illegal. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Mushrooms
that's
have
why
different.
I don't think I could survive in Alaska or someplace where
Alaska's
no,
Alaska's
like
good.
I'm watching that show Alone. Me and my wife been watching that show Alone,
Hmm.
where they drop you off in remote parts of the what is it, Alaska? Or
It's all each season's a different place.
each season is a different place, but they're all remote, far away, and freezing conditions and shit. And like, I don't know if I look at it, I can spot a berry on a tree,
Hmm.
but I can't tell you if the berry on that tree, if I eat it, I'm gonna die. I have no idea.
Right, right.
I
I
would
mean,
not do
I'm pretty
well.
sure
I
those
would not
people
do
that's
well in that situation.
I'm pretty sure those people in that do those type of shows, them survival shows, they gotta know some. They have to have some form of camping, recreational, out
You would
wilderness
think
type of experience. You can't just pull somebody out there and just throw them out in the wilderness.
you would think that, right? But that's not by my watching some of these people. This one guy, he was like he caught a salmon or something, and he found that it had a bunch of fish eggs in it.
Hmm.
My boy started like slurping up the fish eggs.
Yeah. Well, caviar ain't caviar fish eggs.
Yeah, but he had nasty hands with dirt, and
Man, listen, that dude probably haven't eaten.
I'm just saying he got sick.
Well, I mean, like, hey, he got to do what he got to do, right? He got to eat. He trying like, man, listen, this fish just came out this water and I'm hungry. I can't make no fire. I bring some paper. He's like, I can't make no fire. You know what I'm saying? So he got this fish. He cut it open and man, listen, he gonna eat it. There's people eat raw fish.
No, I would eat fish too, but I don't know about
I
the
like
fish
fish, but I
eggs.
can't. I don't do caviar. I mean, I just caviar to me. Fish eggs, caviar, same thing. It's just coming out of a different fish and different color. But yeah, I don't. I don't do sushi.
Oh, I
I
eat
do
sushi.
like I do, and I thought, and I was confused. I was doing them California rolls, thinking that was
Real
those
sushi.
the real sushi. Yeah, so I fell in love with those. I got married to that, and they was like, "That's not real sushi." I said, "What's that?" He said, "That's real sushi." Well, you can have that because I'm not eating that. I'm gonna stick with this
You should try eel. They cook it. Eel sushi. They cook the eel.
eel.
It's really good.
I've eaten squid, calamari. Like I can eat
Eel is
seafood.
way better than all of those.
I mean, if it's a place like I had gator at what's that
I've never
Papados
had
at Pop. You ever had Papados? You ever
no,
heard of Papados?
no, I've never had gator.
Gator tastes like the typical chicken. It tastes like a chicken tender. The ones if anybody ever heard of Papados, ever ate at Papados, that is it's in Texas, in Austin, Texas. I don't know where else it's at, but if you eat one of these like gator, they like gator. It's like they don't call them gator tenders. It's like just gator, they're like this long, and they look like a chicken tender, like a long chicken finger or chicken tender, or whatever. Bro, it has this sauce. It's a Louisiana style restaurant. It has this sauce that comes with it. Oh my god, bro! Gator. I've every time. Yeah, see, he know. Bill Murphy know Papados. I'm telling you, I haven't seen Papados since I left Texas.
You telling me they have little alligators like this big?
No. It looks like what a chicken tender. You seen chicken tenders. The long
Yeah.
It looks just like that, but a little not as meaty as the chicken. But it's the same length. Looks like a chicken tender. Got meat, and when you bite into it, you're like, oh wow. You won't even think any.
I wonder
You would
what
think it's a chicken tender.
family of food that would be considered like an alligator. Would that be considered fish? What would that
It's
be?
a reptile.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, snakes, reptile. I mean, snakes. Lizards.
I haven't had too many reptile foods in my time.
I mean, I can say I've eaten a gator, just from Papados. Not me going out there hunting, doing all
Like
that.
a whole gator?
Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I go to Papados. I'll go to the professionals that know how to tend and treat the meat and know how to cook it, and then I'll eat it. I'll test it out. But I'm not gonna be out there hunting, trying to get what I want to eat. Something that can actually maul me down, like a bear. Bear runs faster than me. Me and my broke knee ain't gonna make it.
Then this one guy was out there and he quit after being out there for 3 days because he started to get homesick. 3 days.
Well, he probably never been in the woods.
But can you imagine? Like, there's like thousands of people that wanted that dude's spot.
But you know what it is? Like I say, everything is greener until you get to the other side of that fence, and it's not. You want to get back. You want to be back home in your couch because when you watch the show, you like, oh man, I could do that. And then when you're out there in the elements, Mr. Murphy,
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil.
I was just sitting listening earlier because I'm a weed white belt. You guys were talking some deep weed, and I didn't have anything to contribute.
I knew this conversation would bring somebody into the circle.
But you start talking about Papacitos in Texas. That's good stuff, man.
Yes, sir. Papados is. I wish they had one out here.
Oh yeah.
I just wish they had one out here.
If you ever fly into Dallas in one of the gate terminals, Papados has a restaurant too in there.
Really?
Yep.
I had to go. I didn't know that. I've been in the airport in Dallas. I never knew that.
Yep.
Okay.
Have you eaten alligator?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, many times.
I've never had it.
Yeah. The only
Wow.
problem is it's hard to cook reptiles right because if you do it too short or too long, they always come out tough. You got to hit it just right.
It just the name even sounds tough. Reptile. It just sounds like it's tough meat.
But Sonny, if you want to take your boy and your wife and have a good time and eat some alligator, Mayaca State Park, they got a cafe in there and they do alligator 2 different ways and they do a really good job at it.
Really?
Yeah, it's a fun time. They'll take you on a tour, on the airboat and you see the alligators, or you can go on a walking tour. And then they have those things you climb up with the trees and all that stuff. It's a really good time.
No, I've been to the park. I just didn't know that they did the tours and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
So I gotta so on the topic of this THC CBD bill, what is your preferred type of marijuana? Let me see. Let me go back to that.
I'm a weed white belt, man. Because like you hit the point earlier, because it's not federally legal, I don't really do it. I have tried CBD for pain relief, but the truth is, if weed were federally legal, I'd be fully leaded. I'd be going for the, not highest, no pun intended, THC concentration. Hit me on the head with a hammer, put it in an edible, give it.
Right,
to me.
right. So we have sativa, indica, and hybrid. which is one of your like? Which would you prefer?
Do you know the difference between the three?
Yeah.
Only from like reading about it on the internet. I'm a weed white belt. You're the 5th degree black belt. I don't know.
I'm a
Oh,
weed
okay.
white belt too because I just smoke it. I don't really understand what it is. You know,
Like I only
I just-
smoke it.
I
smoke
smoke it
it
and I
'cause it
like
don't
the way I
sound cool.
feel. It relaxes me.
You know, when you young, when I first started, I was 19. When I first actually put a blunt to my lips, and I didn't. The first time I was in my friend's car, Delaware State University, and we had a house party, and we was outside, we smoking out in the car. And it was me and a couple of our band friends from high school, and this is the first time we are all in this car. None of us knew nothing about smoking. We just had this blunt that his sister had gave us, and we was out to the car. And next, we smoking it like a cigar, like an actual cigar. You like, we blunt, and next the whole car, mine is not on. It's hot. It's hot. It's literally a hot box, and none of the smoke is being inhaled. And I was like, man, this is nothing. I'm not even high. I wasn't even high. And so the first time I actually smoked, it was back in Jersey, and a friend of mine, I'm seeing him on his porch. Now, back then, I was at Newports. I was, Newports and beer back then, So I'm seeing him on his porch, thinking that's what he had. He, gave it to me, let me take a hit, and I pulled it, and it wasn't even that. It was a blunt. It was a joint, and it was really fat. And so when I pulled it, I was like, "Oh my god!" So it caught me off guard. I started coughing. And next, thing you know, my head was lightheaded. It was like on another place because it was hot outside. I coughed really. They said when you cough, you get higher. Man, I was floating, and next I came back down, came back to my body. I was like, "Yo, what is that?" He's like, "That's a marriage. That's a Mary J."
There you go.
I said, "Yo." I smoked it the first time in Delaware, but I never feel like this. He said you wasn't smoking.
So, Sonny, you remember that old show Taxi?
Yes.
All right.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, remember
Mhm.
Jim Ignatowski? He played Jim Ignatowski was the hippie.
No.
The guy from Back to the Future, the professor. He played the
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I know you're talking about now.
Yeah, so you need to watch the episode where Jim Ignatowski was high on life going to Harvard and then under protest smoked pot for the first time. It is one of the funniest episodes.
I
Really?
used to watch Taxi back in the day. Yes.
One of my favorites.
So I'm gonna have to go to YouTube, find that
That's right.
episode. Yep. So my wife was helping me with this research because I was trying to debating on what to talk about, something that can bring some people into the conversation.
Yeah, because
So-
we've been sick about talking about COVID.
I didn't bring it up.
No,
I
no, I didn't. I didn't say you did. I'm just telling you. We were sick of talking about COVID and race and
Riots and protests.
yeah, man. It's like lions and
Talk about
tigers and
mushrooms.
bears. Oh my.
If magic mushrooms become federally legal, I'm calling Sonny and I's associate Robbie D, and there is going to be a magic mushroom party like nobody. It's going to be Alice in Wonderland.
Magic mushrooms, seeing purple elephants.
Oh yeah, Jefferson
Flying
Airplane
around.
be playing over here. I'm going to be seeing ghosts over there. Bats be
I'll
flying.
be
over.
honest with you. Before I die, I want to do mushrooms. I haven't done them yet. I'll be honest. I'm a virgin, mushroom
Well,
virgin.
I don't know nothing about it, so I'll be the wrong person to ask where to get some from.
But I'm just saying, before I depart this earth,
You gonna put that on your bucket list?
it's on my bucket list to do some mushrooms. Yes.
do some-
Sonny, what we
mushroom.
should do is, and everybody could come. We should find one of the. Everybody can come.
The whole Facebook, y'all your Facebook friends.
Yeah.
come.
But we should find one of those Native American sweat lodge things where they do the peyote tea.
Oh, hells no.
Come
You
on.
talking about that ayahuasca shit?
Well, that you could do that one too.
Oh, fuck that. No.
What is that?
No. All right. Don't say nothing, Bill. You go to these like camps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where some like shaman or somebody dressed up in a dress comes around and gives you all like this little something to drink,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so fucking psychologically powerful that everybody gets their own vomit bucket,
Ew.
right? And you will for sure be vomiting and having psychedelic experiences. That sounds to me like the most horrifying fucking experience that you could.
I don't want to be
like,
no.
That sounds like some shit you would do to the Taliban if you caught them and wanted to interrogate them. You would make them take ayahuasca.
Nah, see, I would. I'm not a violent person, but and I can't say that. I can't. I can't say that because I was a soldier. So,
Well, no,
but
I'm just
I was thinking I was gonna say like something what I heard on the song. I heard this a quote. It's a quote on the song. I would cut your eyelids off and feed you sleeping pills. That's what I would do with Al Qaeda. That's what I would do with somebody like that. Cut his eyelids off and just feed him sleeping.
Or you
pills.
could make them listen to Miley Cyrus.
Well,
What do you think would be worse?
Put headphones on and strap the headphones to them and just play loud heavy metal music in his ears.
Like, I get passionate about music, and I've heard music that to me is so terrible that I'm like, it angers me that how bad this music is.
Mhm.
And if I had to hear that over and over again, I would jump off a building. So I think that's a good way to torture people.
Boy bands.
Boy bands, no, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
There was this one song that came out. It was by She Don't Use Honey. What's that song, Kara?
Is it Vaseline?
I think it's called Vaseline. What was the name of the band though? We have our engineer working on this.
All right.
But yeah, this one song from this band came out, and I remember
Flaming Lips.
what was that?
Flaming Lips.
The Flaming Lips came out
She
with
don't use jelly.
the Flaming Lips came out with a song called "She Don't Use Jelly," and when I heard this song, it was so bad that it literally angered me. And I remember like thinking to myself, if this is the shit that people want to hear, I don't want to be a musician anymore because this is so bad. It was so
I mean,
terrible.
I mean, there's music out there that's really not good, but I mean, somebody
But
likes
somebody likes it.
it. Somebody likes it. That's like my music. I got
That's
music
why
out there. And
that's
I
why I
know-
got hope for myself.
Actually, you know who
Don't we all, brother? Don't we all?
Rod Stewart. No offense to Rod Stewart, but his music is to me is like on the chalkboard.
Oh, the
I'm trying to think of a Rod Stewart song.
I don't want to think of one.
Yeah.
Forever Young. I don't know.
Don't sing it. Don't do it.
I don't know. I don't know it.
Don't
I
put that in
can't.
my head.
I don't have any Rod Stewart stored in my brain. Lucky for you.
Yeah, but if they make magic mushrooms legal, which by the way there has been some research that it's helpful for vets to come back with PTSD. But if they make that federally legal, if there is no conflict between eating magic mushrooms and owning a firearm and a concealed carry license, I mean, I am going to go serious Jefferson Airplane. I'm telling you that right now.
yeah,
Jefferson Airplane.
Having
I-
grown up on a farm around cows, let me tell you who is not afraid of magic mushrooms.
I don't see them legalizing mushrooms. Period. Like
They did in
hell,
Denver.
well, we gave y'all marijuana. What else y'all want? You want the
They
whole?
did
did
it
it
where?
in Denver, man. You can get them in Denver.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I just learned something
I
today.
didn't know,
I didn't
yeah,
know
I did
that.
too. I didn't know that. When I left there, they just legalized marijuana in 2000. I left in 2011. I believe they just legalized it in 2009-10 in Colorado.
It'll be so great. I'll be walking around without a radio here in that Jefferson Airplane. It'll just be going in my head.
Mm-mm-mm. So so Bill, you know anybody that actually take CBD oil, the oils on their tongues, or they smoke CBD oil? Do you ever know anybody that told you?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of jiu-jitsu athletes that take it.
Yeah, and Sonny could speak to that as well as I could from that perspective. A lot of jiu-jitsu people take it for chronic pain, for sleep, and all that stuff. And if it works for people, great. I mean, but it's one of those things where the research is a little loosey-goosey, but it may work for some people.
Okay, I heard they got some kind of. They have actually creams. A lot of these marijuana enthusiast people out there that actually create all this stuff. They actually have
Listen.
lotions that's like Bengay or
I think I have a jar of that CBD lotion. I could give it to Sonny to give to you. It was an expensive jar, too. I just give it to you. I'm not using it.
Oh no! I mean, I appreciate it, but I mean, it's just. I think the muscles. Just seeing that, just knowing that, I can see how it can work. because with the the marijuana and the cream soaking down your skin and your muscles and everything. I can see how it works. I just never done it before. But when athletes, and I think maybe some athletes actually do that with NFL. They don't want to what's that? Piss, urinalysis, piss hot, whatever, come down some substance abuse. They probably put those creams on their body for their muscles and joints. I don't know. Just speculating. Just my opinion on speculation.
The thing I'm curious about, I'm a pervert. You'll notice when I give you this cream, it is
I'll be
sealed.
right back.
It's got that plastic seal. But you got to figure people are rubbing some out with those things.
I mean, it's people out there that do that. Get the lotion and all the socks and stuff like that. I hope, like you said, it's sealed.
It's sealed.
So I know when Sonny get it, if it's not sealed.
Right.
What was I going to say? Yeah, my experience with CBD has been like most, what's the word I'm looking for? Homeopathic type remedies. Is that you get used to it. Like, so for instance, when I first started taking CBD, it would help me sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good for helping me sleep, and I don't remember it really helping me with any kind of pain, because my pain comes from inflammation, but like it didn't really help with pain, but it did definitely help relax me, and it definitely helped me sleep. But like it wears off, and you either have to take more of it or just stop and then start again. You know what I mean?
So I know you have some smoke shops. They have, when you have the CBD, like you get it, they have a mixture of what's inside of it. They say like a 60-40 blend, 80-20. You might have 80% sativa, 20% THC or whatever, or sativa, yeah, or CBD, whatever is mixed in it. So you already know what you're getting. You're gonna get something that's gonna put you to sleep. So that helps when you're actually buying. I guess when you're in the store, but when you're getting recreational, you just getting, it's fire. I got that gas, so you going off of the words that they're telling. They tell you this is the name. Now, some people that knows what they're getting, they actually tell you what you're getting. I got the new batch. It's called this. And so now I have this list of, I wish I can post it on the screen. I have this list of.
Send me the link and I'll post it.
So let me ask you guys a question, because I'm the weed white belt. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But you guys have both eaten edibles. You've done this.
Yeah.
I mean, don't answer if the feds are listening, but I'm just curious.
I've had a lot of edibles.
Okay.
A lot.
You an edible guy?
Me, I've had it before. I'm more of a flower guy.
All right. So, Sonny, you've eaten a lot of edibles. So if I got up in the morning, and I got insomnia too, by the way, I'm sorry to hear you do. I got up and I immediately popped an edible, and I waited maybe 45 minutes, an hour, and I popped another edible. 45 minutes, an hour, pop. If I just did that all day, what would happen to me?
You would get severely fucked up.
Now, what would the signs and the symptoms of me being severely fucked up on that regimen be?
You would likely induce yourself a panic attack. If you've never done it before and you do that much edibles, you will have a panic attack.
What if I told you as a hypothetical, and this is strictly a hypothetical for any of you federal operatives listening, that I knew of a black belt that when they went to go visit their sick friend in Seattle, exercised that exact regimen. And the only symptom or sign that was noted by the people he was with is that instead of having my usual loquacious big mouth, is I was just a little quiet.
Hey,
Wow.
no, it depends on your tolerance. But like, you say you're a weed white belt, right? So if I cooked up a batch of weed brownies, right, and brought them over to your house and you had 3, like, bro, I'm sorry, but you are going on a trip. You're going on a trip. And it's going to be undetermined how long the trip lasts, but you are going on one for sure.
I'm going on a trip in my magic ship. I'm ready, man.
Yeah.
It got to be federally legal. A few operators out there listening. I'm just talking shit.
I can say I received the edible one time, a brownie, and I was told do not take this whole thing. Take a small corner of it and eat it and nibble on it. And over time. You know what I'm saying? Don't just eat the whole half. So that's what I was told, and now I did what I did with the person that cooked it, that baked this brownie, told me what to do. So I always listen to the rules of how the
See,
instructions.
now that's a good point because most of the times when people mess up when they're taking edibles, is they pop the edible, right? They pop the edible and they wait for a certain amount of time, and they say, I don't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should have more.
Yeah.
So they'll pop another one, right? Next thing they know, they're high as shit. They're it's like Interstellar. They've fallen into the black hole and landed in the bookshelf, right? I'm telling you, it's how this shit
If I told
works.
you that hypothetical, and I do mean hypothetical Seattle example, was a week-long trip of following that protocol. A solid week.
Wow. So I mean, at least you didn't. That's what you didn't overdose. You had the symptoms that you got, and you're still here today. Now let that be something else other than marijuana. You probably put yourself in the hospital.
Now, the only thing I will say, hypothetically, from that totally fictional example, is as I was being quiet, and it was remarked that I was being quiet, I said, and instead of answering this, when they said, "You seem a little quiet," I looked at them and I thought to myself, they can understand what I'm saying through my eyes, and said nothing.
Mm. But see, okay, so marijuana.
It just makes me chill, hypothetically.
Yeah, marijuana. It makes me relax, chill, uh, non-irritable. If that's a word. Like not a word. It is a word, but it keeps me from being irritable from the smallest thing. You know, like I've never had CBD. I'm gonna try it, but I know marijuana is common use for pain control. That's what a lot of people use it for. Is athletes, pain control. But some people just want to do it just because the next person's doing it.
See, I don't mean to interrupt. But, this is where I disagree, right? Because again, I didn't start smoking weed until until after I turned 40. I think I was 42. I was 42 or something like that when I started smoking weed. So I have not been smoking weed my whole life, and I'm very objective when it comes to bro science, because you have to be as a scientist. And I can tell you,
Where'd you get your degree from?
the science of bro science academy.
The Bro Science Academy. That's
Bro
right.
Science Academy. And I can tell you undeniably that weed, for me, in my anecdotal evidence, does not like say I bang my arm, like say I get armbarred real hard in jujitsu, and I get my elbow popped. Well, if I come home and smoke weed, my elbow still really hurts. But if I take Advil and ice it, then it stops hurting. So I don't really believe weed is a pain medicine, but I do believe it is a great nausea medicine. I believe it's a great medicine for there's people that have the condition where they're always drooling, they always have saliva in their mouth. Weed is a great solution for that because it gives you that dry mouth. I think weed is a great positive way for you to help you go to sleep. I think there's a lot of excellent uses for weed, but I think some of the uses for weed have been overblown. Again, this is just bro science in my opinion. I don't think it helps with pain. I don't think it cures cancer. There's been a lot of outlandish shit said about weed, like, it literally people have tried to tell me that it can cure cancer.
To piggyback on what you just said, a lot of people smoke marijuana because people can't take Aleve and Advil because that can cause kidney issues, ulcers and stuff like that. And marijuana is people use that because of that. People smoke marijuana because of that because it keeps them from being nauseated. So I mean, it's better than opiates, way better than opiates.
I
Opiates,
agree with
the
that.
opiates that I mentioned is like Percocets, Dilaudid, oxycodone, fentanyl. That's those opiates compared with marijuana. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, I think you're speaking medically now, but I would make counterpoint. The other way to look at it is, it just depends on the party.
True. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, because some people can't smoke. Some people do the edibles. And like you said, like depend on the party. It depends on who you around and what's going on.
I mean, it's 2020. If they make a credible report that the comet is coming to hit the Earth, let me tell you what this guy's going to do.
Oh, you're gonna be a 20-degree black belt on the weed real quick.
Oh, it ain't going to stop there. I mean, it would be a Hunter S. Thompson extravaganza. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, man. Listen, I don't know. That happens. You're gonna really see an outbreak in people going out there causing havoc. You thought that George Floyd rioting and all that stuff was crazy. If they ever said a comet was gonna hit this earth,
Yeah.
everybody coming out the house.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I have kids, but if I didn't have kids, you might see a different Bill Murphy.
That's a good fact though. I mean, sometimes kids is what make people change.
Yep.
It makes you see life in a different way, a different outlook on things. Hell, it makes you look at it makes certain men look at women different if they have a daughter.
Right. Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because I have a daughter, but I'm not a disrespectful person towards women. But I'm pretty sure if I was that guy, I'm pretty sure I would shift things over because I'm not gonna want nobody to treat my daughter and say things to my daughter like that. So,
not me. When my kid was born, I was like, I don't know this motherfucker. Why do I gotta like him? I'm gonna wait till he develops a personality, see if he turns out okay, and then we'll decide then if we want to, keep him.
All right, I want to say one
thing. you gotta turn them back in. You got the receipt.
I want to say one thing about this situation we were talking about earlier that we weren't going to talk about, only because I think it's kind of ironic and funny. So people are very upset about the feds going in, but some of the people out there that were causing a ruckus, they were doing things with fire at the federal court building. The only thing I want to say is the courts are the one branch of government that exists specifically to be able to counteract the federal executive branch. So what I'm trying to say is for the people out there that are upset with the executive agencies or the head of the executive branch, which is the president, you don't want to burn the federal court building because the judge is the person you want to be sympathetic to you. And if you burn his building, he might not be sympathetic to you. So I didn't understand that choice.
Right.
Tactically.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that one person you want to be favorably disposed to?
And I'm telling you, these guys are looking at big time, bro. These the people that resist arrest against the feds and they fight the feds, or they look, the ones with federal crimes, especially the felonies, boy, you're looking at time, bro. Feds don't fuck around with time.
They're always looking at time. I mean,
yeah, but in the Fed system,
break the law.
But in the Fed system, there's no parole, son.
Well, here's a question I got. So we know that most of Silicon Valley, the people that own Google and the people that own Facebook, they self-identify as very progressive people. And Hollywood, we see the celebrities on stage and they self-identify as very progressive people. And half of Wall Street identifies as very progressive people. And these are the people with all the money. So if you don't like the statue in the city and you're one of these billionaires or multimillionaires, cut a check for a replacement statue and cut a check to move that other statue to the Museum of Hate, and we ain't never going to do it again. And don't be sending the 18 to 25-year-olds in there to lose an eye. Cut a check.
They don't want to cut a check.
It's horrible.
They stingy.
They are.
What do you think of our logo in the bottom right corner?
I like that. I like it.
Yeah, he surprised me with that.
I was like, we got to have some kind of branding for the show.
You were either going to go, there's three choices, right? You got Crockett and Tubbs, which I thought was a good choice because I'm from the 80s myself and the 70s. You got Amos and Andy, and then what was Ebony and Ivory? Those were like your three choices.
Ebony and Ivory, yeah.
Yeah, we were going to do
Ivory and Mutt and Jeff. I think remember Mutt and Jeff.
Oreo Cookie might be another one.
Nah, the Oreo cookie. Nah, that is too cliche right there.
You need another black guy because you get the black, the white, and the black.
Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
McCartney's too faggy for me.
Is he the Oreo? Ebony, what are you talking
No,
about?
Ebony and Ivory wasn't Paul McCartney the white dude?
Was he?
Yeah.
I'm a
Paul
Stevie
McCartney.
Wonder fan. I can take Paul McCartney or leave him. I like the Beatles music though, but
I
none of
like
the
I like the Beatles music too, but I'm not a fan of Paul McCartney. Like
none of the
solo.
Beatles, maybe with the exception of Ringo and George Harrison. But I mean, Paul and John Lennon, they weren't the best singers. I mean, they produced something original, but they weren't like, the best.
Wasn't John Lennon killed outside his house?
Yeah, by a
Shut up,
fan.
Yeah, he had a stalking fan. Sonny, you gotta watch out. Watch out for your fans, Sonny.
Yeah, all 5 of them.
You got these people just randomly popping up on our page.
Right.
They look
I know
at you.
this little kid keeps coming up.
He would have started. He was he wanted to be a guest
like-
right when the show started. I think he said hi or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
the last time we did a show, this little kid, I'm like, "Where's your mom? Where's your dad?"
You can hear the parents in the background.
Mm.
You can hear somebody talking in the background.
I'm like, "What kind of parents lets their kid pop into a podcast?"
I don't let my kids have social
Well,
media accounts.
it's the kind of kid that just decides to want to go to Facebook and see a link description and clicks on it. That shouldn't be on. He's probably on his mom's.
I let
his
my
mom's
son.
channel.
He's 15. I let him do Instagram. He does Instagram, but
I mean, yeah. I mean, you
I
got
don't know
kids
if
that
I
do the
like it or not.
TikToks and all that.
What
gotta
is
monitor
TikTok?
it.
Everybody tell me, what is TikTok?
it's
TikTok.
it's just like Snap. It's like a Snapchat Instagram clone. Does the same shit.
They do. They rehearse. They like lip sync to other people's stuff.
Yeah, it's
Dance. They can dance to other people's songs. They lip sync like the Jada and Will thing. That's the trending thing right now with Jada Smith and Will Smith about her and August Alsina. So it was a conversation that. Will
yeah. What's
Smith
this
and Jada
now? They're
had.
living a Mormon life or something.
I don't know. I haven't been reading about them since the last thing I read about the August Alsina thing.
Remember when Will Smith was a gangster and did awesome movies? Like
Oh,
Like-
he did the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
fuck that. He did I Am
That's
Legend,
what-
bro. He
That's
did
what
I
brought
Am
him out.
Legend. He was a gangster in I Am Legend. Did you see how fit he was? He was doing those pull-ups. I was like, damn, bro.
The stuff that brought him out was Fresh Prince of Bel Air. That's what brought him out.
I could leave
I
that.
mean, he had the music, but him and Jazzy Jeff had the one song "Summertime." That came out.
But I'm saying he used to make blockbusters, bro. He made I, Robot. He
I
did
Am Legend, I Robot. He had a lot of movies.
Yeah,
Men in Black,
but
Bad
he-
Boys.
but Men
He's
in
a weird
Black.
cat, though. Let's just address that. He is a weird dude.
He's a
Ali.
Scientology guy.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's your bro science.
But so is Tom Cruise. But he's still coming out with bangers.
He's definitely a weird guy. Tom Cruise is
I
definitely.
mean, he coming out. He got a lot of Mission Impossibles that I thought they would have stopped a long time ago. I mean, you already know he's gonna be jumping off a car, doing some crazy, damn near death-defying feat. And
I
Most
gotta
of
tell
these-
you, I love Tom Cruise movies, but I think he's a weirdo.
He's a weird.
I
guy.
like his movies. I like his movies.
He's 4 foot tall. First off,
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you guys, I cannot wait for the new Top Gun. I cannot wait for the new Top
you
Gun.
guys.
I seen that. I seen the previews for that.
Oh, I'm gonna probably go to the theater for that one, and that's if the theaters are open. Ooh, hopefully they're not open. Hopefully that goes direct to video.
All
and
I
can
know
watch-
is we going to Universal next weekend.
Are you?
And-
You?
Yes, sir. Yeah, me and my wife,
With
family.
the
everything.
COVID fears and all that, you doing it?
Man, it's not that many people there. That's the thing. That's the best thing about it. We get to not have to stand in line for like 50
No lines.
minutes. Bro, I don't care if it could be an empty park. Just let us be the only ones in that park. We can get on all the rides.
You'll be sitting there drinking the butterbeer.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, we're not afraid about COVID. It's about we don't need to be around nobody. We're not around nobody. We got our masks. We want to wear our masks. My wife is not playing. I'm not playing either. You don't got to tell me with a letter from the governor to say we got to wear masks. You don't got to tell me that. I'm wearing my mask. I don't got, you ain't like, somebody come up to me, stay over there. How you doing? What's going on? Just like they do with the characters. The characters used to be right up on them, hugging them, take a picture, 6 feet apart. You got them on a platform, and you stand. They got the things roped off. And you stand. You talk to them from 6 feet apart.
You're
Take
not
your
going to
picture and
get
everything.
COVID giving Donald Duck a hug. Come on.
It's the wrong part.
I'm just saying. It's just as COVID is out there. We are. I mean, everybody know it. But as long as you do what you got to do at the parks, like you can't do anything unless you got a mask on at all them parks. I mean, my wife, she watches the vloggers that vlog for the Disney parks and Universal and all that. And I'm like, we still excited to go. Like,
You know,
okay, we can't wait because there could be no people there. Stay home.
For a period of about 12 years, every year, Walt Disney World successively had to increase security because of me.
Because of you?
Because of me.
That's an interesting story.
What
Oh,
you
that's a series of stories with witnesses. Every year for 12 years.
do? What you do?
What, did you keep bringing a gun?
No, I did not. It's not that kind of thing. But I'll tell you about it offline
Okay.
because I don't know what the statute of limitations are for any of that stuff.
We don't need no one getting sued.
Arrested.
But yeah.
I'll give you an easy one, and this is a little bit ghetto, but I don't care. This is an easy one. This is the least criminally liable, civilly liable. This is just disgusting. So there's no.
Oh, just say it.
So I used to drive a 1985 Buick LeSabre LTD. It's like one of them huge boats of a car, you know. And I won this car in a poker game from a friend of mine. It was not a great car, you know, but he's a very nice guy, and I won the car. So, you ever been to Pleasure Island?
What up, Fobazi? Mr. Mike.
I have not been to Pleasure Island.
Yeah, so Pleasure Island is like packed, and you can't find parking and all that stuff. But if you own a hoopty car, you can drive that car right up to the front on the curb and get out of the car and go into Pleasure Island, and they will tow your car. And then when you get out of Pleasure Island, they will put you in a golf cart and take you to your car and apologize. And I did that for years.
You know what?
Isn't that
That's
disgusting?
crazy. Yeah.
I mean, you were mad about the wounded vet pass, and I just drive right up on a curve. Like right up on the curve like I'm walking in the park. It's a $400 car. What do I care?
Right. Well,
Oh, I saw a story, Jesse, that would piss you off.
what would piss me off?
Oh, bro. This guy has an American flag hanging off his house, right?
Where he at? No, I was playing.
And he came home to a letter that said, "You will remove this symbol of hate, or we will come and remove it for you. This is your only warning," or something like that.
What?
Yeah, and the dude like stayed up all night and got security cameras, and I don't think they came back, but like, yeah, man, like one of his neighbors like threatened to take his flag if he didn't. They called it a
Wow.
symbol of hate, and they threatened to take the flag down,
People are crazy.
his
Wow.
American flag. And I was like,
People like
man,
that out there.
Jesse wouldn't play that shit.
I ought to sit right there on my front.
Yeah.
Wait for the person to come up there to give me the letter again.
I could just see Jesse out there with a pitchfork too. You don't even need a gun. You just sit out there with a pitchfork.
I don't
Coming
know
from
nothing
my
about
flag, you're gonna get the fork, son.
Man, listen. Then one day I ain't man. I'm a nice guy. Don't bring that lion out. I tell people don't bring that lion out. I ain't trying to come outside and play. I'm trying to stay in the house. COVID is outside. But
Well,
yeah, man,
anyway, you guys want to call it a show?
we can. I do appreciate the
Thanks for having me on, fellas.
Always, as always.
Bill
I can't-
Murphy all the time.
If
Oh,
it wasn't for
stocks
these
is- my
podcasts, I'd
stocks
never
is
get
up.
to see you.
I'm happy that I'm happy that my stock is up.
Oh,
Good.
what did you buy stock in?
I have Disney stock.
Oh,
My Disney stock.
really? Disney stock is up?
Yes, sir.
That's
My Disney stock is
odd,
up.
isn't it?
And yet you go to Universal.
Well, Universal. No. Universal. I'll look. Let me see. Universal. I don't think they have stock, but yeah, Universal. I forgot. Oh, it's called Universal Holding, UVV. I think that's what it is. But their stock, if that's the Universal,
By the way,
it's at
Jesse,
$47. I don't think that's it though.
JR and I are looking for a sneaker deal from Nike. if you guys give us a sneaker deal, we will walk across the country from Florida to California.
That's a Forrest
Really?
Gump.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
You're
I
doing
didn't
the
know
Forrest
that.
Gump.
I just found this out.
yeah. So we're
Okay.
gonna do that together if Nike gives us a sneaker deal.
Okay, I guess.
You don't have to walk into the kitchen to get your own steps.
It's got to be a good deal.
Wow, they're gonna be like, we're gonna give you $5.
Yeah, I would do it. I would walk across the country for a good sneaker deal.
Those sneakers won't be anything after you've done walk the country, though. They'll be
Bro,
gone.
they're gonna say you can't. They can't change out the shoes either. They go. You gotta wear them shoes all the
bet-
way to California,
Nike makes a good hiking shoe.
bro. I don't. Bro, they're gonna be like, we ain't gonna give you no rest place. You're on your own. You're
Nah,
walking.
they would fund the whole trip.
You know the size of the bag of weed Sonny would have to carry from one coast to the other?
I would actually quit weed for that.
Holy.
What?
Yeah.
Nike, make this happen. Sonny said it.
It's got to be a
started
good. It's got to be a lucrative deal, though.
You know what you
What's-
could do, Sonny,
okay,
if
so
you ever
what's
wanted
lucrative?
to?
What's
And
the
then we
lucrative
can go.
deal?
Did you ever hear that Appalachian Trail? You could do that.
Yeah, of course I've heard of the. I walked part of the Appalachian Trail.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
So, Sonny, what's the lucrative deal for Nike to make this happen? Like, you got to get your own shoe, signature shoe.
Signature shoe, couple $100,000 in the bank.
I'm surprised you didn't say $1 million. So you just said a couple of $100,000.
Yeah, I'm not.
Free
I'm not
shoes.
greedy. I'm not greedy.
Oh, that's good. Free shoes. Okay, for free shoes for how long? How long is the contract?
We'll do a year. We'll do a year, and if it works out, we'll do
So
another
now
year.
you know that year might be on the road. You walking.
Nah, I ain't gonna take a year.
It's going to walk from Florida. It's going to probably take about. I say about 5 months.
Maybe
That's already half your contract.
we'll do like a valet job. You know?
You can't get no car help, nothing, no help. Walking the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that
like I
a
said,
couple of
the-
$100,000 in the bank.
the
You
deal
gonna
would
be, you gonna
have
be good
to
with that?
be. The deal would have to be solid. You know, they have a
Okay,
solid.
I say about at least about $1 million or $2 million. A shoe deal, definitely. Yeah, that's it. About $1 million or $2 million. To walk across from Florida to California, man.
What about you, Bill?
I'd propose to be part of the film crew that would periodically set traps.
I knew.
Yeah.
So
And
Bill,
then
yeah,
dealt with the challenge.
Bill wants to be part of. Bill gonna be like, yo, where y'all? Bill gonna be in a hotel sleep. We gonna be on the side of the
Right.
road. In
I
a
want to be in
tent.
a car with the AC.
We gonna be in a tent. We
Right.
gotta sleep outside the tent because we
It's
walking.
for a good cause.
That's a great
What's
call.
the cause?
Money in our pockets.
Well, that's the lucrative benefit for doing what we do. What's the
Yeah.
cause?
Exactly. Let's
They gonna be
turn,
like,
let's
"Sir,
turn this podcast into
That's
something real.
what they're gonna say. Said so for us to make this deal happen, Mr. Sonny. What's the cause?
And I'll tell them a couple $100,000 and some shoes.
No, that's what they're gonna be like. So we know we got to pay you. So
I'd
what's
be
the-
up all night the night before making quicksand
They
on.
was like, give us a good cause. Give us a good reason why you're walking across the United States, and we could make this happen.
Dementia.
And they said we'll give you 24 hours.
See that picture?
Yeah,
That's my pops.
You're right on the picture too. You're like,
Yeah, I know. That's my pops. He died of dementia, so we'll do it for dementia. How's
there
that?
you go. All right, okay. And I walk it for cancer since my father died of cancer. So I go
right.
for that. So if Nike sends us an email, I gotta let my wife know I'll be gone for about 5 months. But I gotta give her. I'm giving her the whole check. Here's the check. I gotta tell Nike, give me half now, and give me the other half when I get to California when I show up at the Nike
aren't these
at the
like
Nike
awesome
department
little
at the Nike
fantasies?
headquarters building. Give me the other mill. So that way, my wife and family is taken care of for the 5 months I'm walking.
I love that
Yeah.
we're planning this out logistically, even though
As
there's-
if it's going to actually
Yeah.
happen. You see this? I know, right? Right. That's what we. That's what we do.
I'm calling Nike as soon as we get off the phone. I'm going to line it up for you guys.
And you know what? Nike is that type of corporation that would do something like this and actually put it out there, and we actually have to do it. So I'm gonna be really mad at Sonny.
No, I'll do it, bro.
I know you're gonna definitely do it if I'm
Well,
out there.
the two of us could be responsible for improving race relations in the entire country.
True, that would be dope. I mean,
A white
I'm
guy
down.
and a black
I'm
guy.
down. As long as I got my knee brace and I got me my pills for my back, I'm good. And I
I
got
think
my
3
bud.
months in, you're going to be picked up for homeless like Rambo.
Well, since we down in the south, I'm good because I made sure I got my license. I have my gun with me, so I'm be traveling. I know Sonny gonna have all his arsenal with him, so we're gonna be
Yeah,
protected. So we're
keep
gonna be
my
good to
AR
go.
on.
We below the Mason-Dixon, so we good to go. Except once we
Jogging.
get to California, we gotta find a somewhere to store our stuff because we can't take it in California.
Yep.
So
Right.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing. We can't take our stuff in California. So we
That's
gotta
where Bill
find somebody.
Bill will meet us at the border
Right?
to take our weaponry.
Yeah,
For
that's
the
right. 'Cause, yeah,
crowd.
Bill's the cameraman. So here you go. Bill gonna drive back to Florida.
Right? Yeah.
He gonna leave us, but we gotta walk back. That's
Turn
the thing. We gotta
easy.
walk back.
No.
Maybe we need to do this first and film it, and then we'll get the sneaker deal.
You
Man,
might.
First, no, the best way walk to Tampa, and then that'll probably let you know whether or not you're gonna keep it going.
I wouldn't do it in
walk,
summer.
walk to Tampa. That's when we film that one. That'll be a nice small walk.
Yeah,
walk-
no, I'm straight.
walk to Tampa. That's when we be like, I don't know if we're gonna do this California walk. We only in Tampa,
I'm straight.
and it took us. You know, it's gonna take you some. It's gonna take you probably all day. It's gonna take you some time to walk. You can't get nobody to help you either. No extra push. No jumping in the pickup truck for a mile up the road. None of that. You got to walk all the way. That'll be some Forrest Gump.
Yeah, it would be.
That'd be some Forrest Gump feet right there. So we ain't running. That's
That'd be
crazy.
at like one of your other checkpoints, putting laxative in your food, filming that. It'll all be
Mhm.
part of the show.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that that's a good ender right there. Something funny.
Yeah, I
All
agree.
right, guys. Have a good night.
Yes,
All right, Bill. We'll
You
see you
got it.
next time.
peace and love.
Peace and hair grease.